Hello and welcome to day 11 of the 40-day global study of Maimonides project. Glad that you're hanging in with us so long, and today's a really important day because it has my favorite, most important halacha of the entire book is today. This one's really useful. So here we go. This is halacha 3 of the 3rd chapter. By way of introduction, yesterday we talked about Maimonides' kind of scary message that we're all judged on Rosh Hashanah based on the relative number of mitzvot and averot, of merits and demerits. And we talked a little bit about how that can be quite an intimidating kind of thought. But here's a great way to flood the system with lots of unused merit points, or merit points that you thought you didn't have. Here's a great way to immediately grab a whole bunch of them. So here we go. Anyone who regretted performing a positive deed and doubted its value, saying, "What good has it done me to do these things? If only I had not done them." Behold, this person loses everything and gains no merit in the world. This is as it is written, "The righteousness of the righteous will not save him on the day of his wickedness." This refers only to one who regrets his earlier good deeds. Wow, this is a hugely important passage. What it basically means is, like, let's say, for example, you did a good deed and you earned 1,000 good deed points, and then later something went wrong and you felt badly about it, you regretted it, you lose all those 1,000 points. But here, listen to this. What if you did a good deed, you gained those points, then you lost those points through your regret, and then you re-regretted your regret, and you said, "Oh, you know what? Even though it didn't turn out right, I'm still grateful that I did that good thing." And all of a sudden, all those points come zooming straight back into your mitzvah account, to your good deed account, and hopefully stand you in good stead for Rosh Hashanah. This has happened to me so many times where I helped someone out and I felt really good about that, and then it turned out that the person betrayed me in one small or large way, and I said, what do I need this for? Why did I go out of my way to help this person? But then when I read this Rambam, I realized, oh my gosh, I do not want to lose all those points. So I said, look, do the best you can, and then just whatever happens, happens. Just try to help people, and if they don't appreciate it, or if, sometimes they resent it that you help them, and you feel bad about it, let go of those feelings, because this is a great way to really earn merit for yourself. Just do those random acts of kindness. Don't expect anything in return, and if it comes back to you, that's great, but certainly don't waste all the merit you get for that. Great story, which I included in the written copy. A friend of mine, I don't know if she'd want me to say her name, but I'll just she's a wonderful person. She one Friday afternoon, she baked some challah loaves for a family that I think they just had a baby or something, and she wanted to give them fresh baked bread for Shabbat. And it was Friday afternoon. She took them out of the oven. She jumped in her car. She wanted to zoom over to them to deliver them, and she rolled through a stop sign on a quiet suburban street. She just didn't come to a full stop. There was a policeman waiting for her right there, and he gave her a $200 ticket right on the spot. And she said, what do I need this for? I was doing such a good thing. I was helping this family. The bread smells delicious. They really appreciate it. And look, I got this $200 ticket. But you know what? She can't feel bad about it. We read this Rambam together and she said, oh my gosh, it solves everything. She just has to say, look, I feel good about the mitzvah that I did to provide the bread for this family. And I'm sorry I got a ticket, but I got to separate those two things. I got the ticket because I rode through the stop sign, not because I prepared these loaves for that family on Shabbat. And that's a great illustration, I think, of how valuable this particular halacha is, and I think of it often. To finish the halacha, just as the demerits of a person are measured against the merits on the day of his death, so too every year the demerits of every human being in the world are measured against his merits on the holy day of Rosh Hashanah. This is what we talked about a little bit yesterday. A person who is found righteous is sealed for life. A person who is found wicked is sealed for death. The intermediate, right, that 50-50 category, is kept waiting until Yom Kippur. If he repents, he is sealed for life, and if not, he is sealed for death, God forbid. Right, so the idea here is that Rosh Hashanah is the day of judgment. The calculation is made, and it's sort of written in pencil what's going to happen to a person over the coming year. But there's still the 10-day make-up exam period where a person can say, oh, you know what? I got 10 days to maybe just have God erase some of the decision and write in something new. And on Yom Kippur, then it's written in ink. That's when it really holds true. Yes, well, maybe we'll talk later that there are days after Yom Kippur where there's a makeup to the makeup exam, but just reading it straightforward, Rosh Hashanah's Day of Judgment, Yom Kippur is the makeup day. And so those 10 days in between are really important. Let's read one more halacha for today. This is 3.4. Even though the blowing of the shofar is a decree of the Torah, meaning it says in the Torah that you're supposed to blow the shofar, the ram's horn, on Rosh Hashanah, the reason for the commandment is an illusion. Awaken, awaken, you who are deep in your sleep. Rise from your unconsciousness and examine your actions. Return in Teshuvah and remember your Creator. You who forget the truth amidst wasted time, spending all your years in meaningless and empty pursuits that neither help nor rescue. Look into yourselves and abandon your way, and improve your ways and deeds. Abandon, all of you, your wrong path and harmful plan. Right? The shofar blast, it's an alarm. It's a call to war. It's a wake-up call. It should be all of those things to kind of remind a person, well, prioritize. What's important here? What have I got to think about? This happens, during the entire month of Elul. The shofar is blown at the end of the morning services every day of the week. And I often find that, by the time I get to the end of morning services, my mind is kind of wandering. I'm thinking about what I got to do, what's going on in my day. And that shofar blast really wakes me up. It gives me a quick charge of, right? What's the most important thing I got to think about? Therefore, every year, a person should regard himself as being half praiseworthy and half blameworthy, right? This is going along with the things we've been discussing over the last couple of days, that you can be either meritorious or demeritorious or that Benoni, that middle category. Therefore, every year, a person should regard himself as being half praiseworthy and half blameworthy, and so to the world as half praiseworthy and half blameworthy. If one were to commit a single sin, one would tip oneself and the entire world to the side of guilt and cause its destruction. If one were to commit one positive deed, one would tip the entire world to the side of merit and bring about its salvation and rescue. This is the meaning of the verse, a righteous person is the foundation of the universe, that's in Proverbs, which refers to the one who rights himself and tips the balance of the entire world, thus rescuing it. Thus, during the period between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, all Jews engage in additional charitable activities, performing more good deeds and involving themselves in more commandments than during the rest of the year. It is customary for Jews to rise at night during these 10 days to recite prayers of penitence and petition in the synagogues until daybreak. So that's basically the theory behind the special attitude of the 10 days of repentance. This is the last chance to get in those last merits and try to have the penciled in decree rubbed out and something better written in ink. That's what we really want to try and achieve by Yom Kippur. Okay, this went a little bit long. We'll try and be shorter tomorrow. I hope you have an excellent day. Thank you for listening.